Good morning. Welcome to another vlog. Just getting ready for the day. I actually used one of these Kai body buffers. So I showed this in my last PR haul. So Kai sent this to me and I was so intrigued by this because it says it is a hypoallergenic sponge that's infused with exotic perfumes, natural essences, and it's meant to cleanse, exfoliate, and moisturize the skin. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. So anyway, I opened up the box and there's actually two of them in here. So this one I'll save for later because I think each sponge is good for about 30 showers a month. And I remember even thinking, like when I saw the box, I was like, that's a big sponge, but there's two. There's two in here. So the wet one is in there and it doesn't grow that much from this, maybe a little bit. It gets a little puffier, but it's nice and sudsy. It has left my skin soft. It does definitely feel moisturized, not irritating at all. What I will say though is the sponge is very exfoliating. It's pretty sharp, and I think it's probably because this is just like the first time I'm using it. I'm wondering, like, as I use it, like if it's gonna get softer and softer, but it has like a really nice exfoliating action going on. It's really nice. In fact, I used it on like my butt cheeks. We're family here. My butt cheeks. I was just rubbing them on my butt cheeks. It felt like someone was like scratching me. Anyway, it felt really good. So I just wanted to pass that along because I mentioned this in a PR haul. And another thing I hauled is this Wildling Star Nectar. This is the Barrier Protect Marshmallow Jelly Cleanser. And this is something I was introduced to when I actually went to the Credo beauty store when I was in New York City this past January. And the sales associate there was like really excited by this brand. I don't know if maybe it was like new to Credo, but we tried it out like on our hands. They were really nice. They had like a little spray bottle. Anyway, it felt really, really great. And Wildling sent this to me. So I thought I would use it with you guys. So I didn't wash my face in the shower. So what you do with this is you scoop out a bit of this, and it does come with this little scooper here. So I'm going to scoop out a bit. And it has almost like a thin honey texture. And then you're supposed to massage it into dry skin. There's a little stickiness there. Ooh, it actually feels like it's getting hot. Is that just me? Am I having a hot flash? I don't know. But it feels like it's actually warming up. Let me see if it says anything about that. Let's see, our brightening, skin softening, barrier supporting blend of marshmallow root, licorice root, and orange peel gently melts makeup and impurities while maintaining hydration, infused with the vibration of calming moonstone. Leave skin refreshed, plump, and dewy. Doesn't say anything about heating up, but it kind of feels that way. I don't know, don't take my word for it because honestly, I could be having a hot flash, I'm not sure. It has a really subtle, very, very subtle fragrance. Barely at all. But I'm just gonna work this into my skin and it definitely feels less sticky the more I work it in. But anyway, I've got a damp washcloth here. I'm just gonna wipe away, dry it off my face. Ooh. Yeah, nice, doesn't feel stripped, which is great. I have dry skin. Yeah, very nice. I'm definitely gonna have to try it when I have makeup on, like at the end of the day. But so far, so good. I like that. And I like the texture, it's fun. All right, I'm just gonna continue on with my skincare here. I've been using the Youth Watery Oil from Guerlain. This has been such a nice first step. Well, can you call it a first step? After cleansing. It's my first step. And it's so nice in the summertime because it's light. But because I have dry skin, I still need stuff that's, you know, moisturizing. Really, really nice. And then I've been using the Dior Capture Lace Serum. This is newly reformulated, as was that Youth Watery Oil. This has a nice light texture too. And I do feel like it not only moisturizes my skin, but it feels like it really keeps moisture in. And then I thought I would try this out today from Beauty Bio, the Eye Lighter Concentrate Smoothing, Brightening Serum, and Depuffing Tool. So let's see, this has got one of those cooling tips, but it's long and narrow, which I don't think I've ever seen before. Usually they're just kind of like oval. So I'm just gonna press down. I'm assuming product comes out of that hole. That's how the, yep, there it is. I love these cooling metal tips. I could sit here all day doing this. It feels so good. So good. I feel like I need a cooling metal tip suit sometimes. I'm gonna squeeze out just one more pump. I feel like one pump is good for one eye. So the Beauty Bio box, it says, meet the 2-in-1 eye serum and depuffing tool that delivers next level results in seconds. A unique combination of plant-powered retinol and vitamin C pulls double duty to help smooth visible lines and diminish dark circles, while light reflecting technology imparts lasting luminosity. Moisture locking hyaluronic acid and vegan squalane help support skin's protective barrier function to maintain hydration and firmness and create the ideal creaseless surface for eye makeup. Boom. That was a lot of claims. Apparently it's just gonna make me look like a baby again, apparently. Oh, I will say, it does look really smooth. It does look really, really smooth. Wow, okay, I'll take it. And then, last but not least, I thought I would try the other product that Wildling sent me. This is their Moon Bounce moisturizer. It's 2% bioretinol sea moss plumping moisturizer. So it uses a proprietary complex of bioretinol, rock samphire? Samphire? I almost said sapphire, but it's samphire, and Irish sea moss work to minimize the look of wrinkles and firm skin without irritation, boosted with marshmallow root and slippery elm bark, delivering deep cellular hydration to soothe and plump tired skin. Say no more. Packaging looks very similar to that Star Nectar. And, oh yeah, I remember opening this up during the PR haul. It looked really dense to me and kind of, dare I say, marshmallowy. It kind of has like a bounce to it. I guess that's why they call it Moon Bounce. Barely any fragrance or scent, I should say. I don't think there's any additional like added fragrance, but it doesn't have much of a scent either. Ooh, it's like silky. Okay. I wonder if this would be better. My face feels hot again. There's something in this Wildling stuff that I think makes my face feel hot. Is it the marshmallow root? That was in both, right? Marshmallow root, licorice root, orange peel. I think maybe it's the marshmallow root. I'm sure there's other ingredients that are similar, but those are the call-outs. Isn't that weird? My face is hot. All right, and now for hair. I'm gonna put in some of my heat protective cream here. This is the La Creme 230 from Sisley. So I'm just gonna pump out a couple pumps. I like to work this into my hair upside down, so pardon me. And that way I can get most of the ends there. All right, now I'm gonna use my brand new hair dryer. This is the Layfin Swift hair dryer. I am working with Layfin on this part of the video, so a big thank you to them. So I've been using this hair dryer for the past week or so, and I love it. I love it. It dries my hair so quickly, but it leaves it really smooth and it leaves it really frizz-free. And despite how powerful this dryer is and how quickly it dries my hair never feels like brittle or dried out or anything like that. Inside the box, you'll find obviously the hair dryer. It does come with a smooth nozzle. So that's the one I have on my dryer. This is the one that I like to use. There are two other nozzle options. There's the concentrator nozzle, and then there's a diffuser nozzle, which is great for curly hair. So this is what the diffuser nozzle looks like. I'm sure that looks familiar to you. I don't have curly hair, so I'm gonna set that aside. And the concentrator nozzle helps with even faster drying. So this is the smooth nozzle attached. And again, these are magnetic, which is absolutely awesome. And then you've got your controller buttons here. Very easy. You have your on, low, and then high speed, and then this controls the temperature. There's 3 different temperatures. There's low, medium, hot. And what's really cool is there's actually an LED ring right around here on the dryer. So on low, it glows blue, medium, it glows amber, and on hot, it glows red. So you always know what temperature you're using. And what's also great is it will remember what temperature you selected when you turn it off. So when you turn it back on, it will go back to that particular temperature. So another thing I love about this dryer is that it's really, really quiet for how powerful it is. So here's low. And then this is high. That is so much quieter than my other hair dryers, and I really, really appreciate that. So what I'm gonna do is just blow dry my hair as I normally would. You can see that it is still very, very wet. I just towel dried it, or I basically had it in this hair turban. And I'm not gonna speed up the footage, I'm not gonna cut anything out. I just want you to see how long it takes for my hair to dry because it is very impressively fast. But while I'm doing that, I'm just gonna share with you some more details about the dryer. This Rephr Swift hair dryer, it's high speed. It operates at 110,000 RPMs, while a traditional hair dryer, just for reference and comparison, runs at about 20 to 30,000 RPMs. So it's like comparing like a sports car engine to like an economy compact car. It also has a brushless design, so it drastically reduces unnecessary losses and guarantees high RPM and the consequent high airspeed. It has a very, very powerful airflow, as you guys could see, up to 22.291 meters per second. Rephr has developed its own high-speed brushless motor with a maximum speed of 110,000 RPMs, like I mentioned, and a maximum airspeed of 22.291 meters per second. Really incredible. And like I mentioned, there are 3 magnetic nozzles: the smoothing, the concentrator, and the diffuser. The one that I'm using is the smoothing nozzle. And I love that it's magnetic, so they just attach really quickly. They come off really easily. You can swap them out really, really simply. The motor is rated for service life of up to 1,000 hours, providing long-lasting performance. If you are interested in all 3 of the nozzles, you can order the Swift Special package, which comes with all 3 nozzles. And you do have color options. The one that I have is obviously white. Okay, all dry. And I love that my hair has a lot of body, but it doesn't look frizzy or dry or brittle at all. It really leaves my hair feeling quite soft, I have to say. So I've really been enjoying this hair dryer. I love how quiet it is. I love how quickly it dries my hair. I like how petite it is. It's also really, really light, which is very, very nice. So I'll leave some links down below in my description box if you're interested in checking out this hair dryer, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it so far.
Oh, look at who's joined me in the bathroom. Hi, baby. You love the mat, don't you?
Guys, what do you think about this new shirt? So I bought a bunch of stuff with the idea of my upcoming cruise. So I have a little bit of a travel haul, if you will, today, just little stuff. But this shirt I found on Amazon because, I don't know, I kind of like the idea of a striped polo. I like this Pkwy weave and everything. I like the colors or whatever. So I saw this on Amazon and I was like, that is very Prada / Miu Miu coated, and I was like, let me try it, because obviously it is much less expensive than the Prada Miu Miu versions. And I was, you know, I was tempted to buy one at Prada, but I was like, I don't know, like, there are some trends that I'm like, you know what, I don't care that that's a trend. I feel like I'm gonna continuously wear that. And then there are trends where I'm like, I like it now, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue liking it. Continue liking it over the next few years. So I was like, let me get like a cheaper option. So yeah, I just got this off of Amazon and I'm wearing it with my Pkwy nylon pleated skirt. I just had it tucked in. I don't know, I think I like it out more, just a little bit more casual, a little bit more comfortable. Anyway, I thought it was cute and it's actually made really well. So I'm actually gonna go back onto Amazon and check out this brand. I still have the tag on. The brand is, I think it's Lioness or something very fierce. Where is it? Here, Lioness. Sorry, it's like black on black. Anyway, I'm gonna go back onto Amazon and see if they have other options, but I really liked this color, this sort of like burgundy with the light blue and the cream, and I liked the way these stripes were kind of, I don't know, spaced out, planned out on the shirt. But I got this along with a bunch of other stuff, which I will show you once I go downstairs. But I'm getting so excited for the cruise. So my husband and I, if you haven't heard me just going on and on about this for the past few months, my husband and I are going on a cruise which starts in Trieste, Italy, and ends in Athens. And that is in partnership with Oceania Cruises. So I'm so excited. I worked with them last year where we started in Rome and ended in Trieste. So this is kind of like a continuation of that. Anyway, and then on our own, we're gonna be staying in Athens for a few days because I'm like, we're here. We're like halfway across the world. We may as well stay and enjoy it a little bit. So I booked like a tour or whatever. Anyway, it's gonna be very, very hot. I mean, unless we get lucky, but it's going to be very, very hot. We're going towards the end of July and yeah, it's just going to be warm. So I was starting to think like, okay, what do I need to get? What do I need to get? And what did I learn from last year's cruise? So I did place an order for a bunch of stuff. And, you know, my friend Lori Hill here on YouTube, she has been traveling quite a bit too between, you know, a bunch of like summertime trips or whatever. And she went down the rabbit hole of packing videos on YouTube where they show you, you know, if you're, sorry, that was a really big bird, where they show you like how to pack just for an overnight or how to pack for a 2-week trip and just a carry-on. I don't have those notions that I'm gonna fit everything into just a carry-on because I am gonna have a lot of work stuff with me, laptops, cameras, batteries, you know, all of that stuff, iPad, and that's gonna be one entire carry-on. So I don't have notions that I'm just gonna have a carry-on, but I did wanna watch these packing videos and see what's going on. So anyway, I wanted to do that later today too, to see if I needed to order anything else, you know, as one does before a trip. So right now I'm just gonna put on some makeup and then I will show you what I got for this trip so far, what I got for this trip. Hello, all right. I'm like filming 2 different videos today and I have to keep like talking myself through it. Otherwise I just end up confusing myself. I'm not that smart. So I'm getting ready to go to Nordstrom today because I wanted to shop the anniversary sale. So that will be a video that you've already seen. So I'm just getting ready for that. I'm just gonna throw on some of the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer, which I just dribbled. Oh, it missed my skirt, thank God. A little drop of it just landed on the floor. Let me clean that up before I make a mess. All right, just blend that in with my A506 from BK Beauty. And did you guys just see the news about how Ulta Beauty acquired Space NK? I was like, okay, wow. And you know, the last time I was at Ulta Beauty, I'm gonna say a few months ago, I stopped by one here. They don't actually have any Ultas on the Strip, which I find very, very interesting. Sephora's on the Strip, obviously, and then there's like department stores, but there's no Ulta actually on the Strip, which I think is kind of a mistake. Unless I'm mistaken, correct me. If you're here in Las Vegas or you've traveled here and you've gone to an Ulta on the Strip, please correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't think there are any Ultas on the Strip, and I find that very interesting. Anyway, I went to an Ulta, you know, off the Strip here in the suburbs, and I hadn't been to an Ulta in a really long time before then. I want to say at least several months. And I feel like they are really, really upping their game. Have you guys noticed that? At least in store. I know online they've been carrying like more prestige brands like Chanel. I was like, wow, that's a real coup there. They have like Chanel or whatever. And in store, I felt like, you know, it was a little bit softer. They didn't have quite as many prestige brands in store that they did online. But now it felt like they really did. Like they had a whole Charlotte Tilbury gondola, a Chanel gondola, an Hourglass gondola, like a lot of dedicated space to these higher end brands. And then the other half of the store was like the drugstore brands or whatever. And I was like, this is really like a nice combo, like a really, really nice combo. I don't know. You guys let me know down below. Do you guys prefer Ulta or Sephora? I do know Sephora is a bit more international, and Ulta, I'm actually not sure what countries Ulta is in, but let me know if you prefer Sephora over Ulta. I know, you know, people love the Ulta points system, and I know a lot of people will comment like on my videos that if something is available at Ulta, they prefer shopping there because of the point system, but that Sephora just has a lot more brands that they shop normally. But now that I feel like they're really, really giving Sephora a run for their money, I'm curious, like, where you guys prefer to shop. I just think it's really interesting what Ulta is doing. So I wonder if they purchased Space NK or acquired Space NK to create like a presence in the UK? Because I know that's where Space NK is huge and where they started, I believe. Or was it just to kind of get into this prestige market further, or like a combination of both? So curious, so curious. So anyway, just curious, your thoughts on Ulta versus Sephora, on Ulta acquiring Space NK, on Ulta in general. Okay, I am going to put on, I'm gonna put on some of the Westman Atelier Suntone bronzing drops. I will say the top gets a little bit messy, which is not my favorite thing. I'm actually gonna take this little makeup wipe and clean it off. There, well, that was easy. The blender brush. I have this like travel, I think this was like a holiday edition version of this brush, but usually it comes in like the black and with a longer handle. Okay, little sun-kissed action there. Then I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Cherry Glow blush. I'm gonna use like a fluffy blush brush. I'm gonna use my Rephr 05 brush. Wow, I washed this and it dried. It dried all janky, shame on me. Anyway, I'm gonna use this brush and just pick up a little bit of this Cherry Glow. I really like this red shade in the summertime because you really get a nice like flush versus just like a blushing, like shy kind of blush. You get like a flush, like a heated flush, which I think is great for the summertime and also winter. I feel like this color is really, really great in the wintertime with like a red lip. A little bit of my Prada highlighter here in shade number 1. I'm gonna put on a little bit. I'm using my BK Beauty 112 brush. Okay, I'm gonna use my Dior Brown Cashmere and just testing out an eyeshadow brush that is under development. So I won't say any more, but it's really good. I'm gonna go into this one shade up top here. Just apply all over my lid. I'm sitting here wondering too, like how much makeup I'm gonna end up bringing on the cruise. Probably not much. Again, just because I think it's gonna be so hot. I don't think I'm gonna need too much. You know, I'm not gonna wanna like layer too much or whatever. So I think I'm just gonna bring basics and what's new? Basics and neutrals. Yeah, and just go from there. Curl my lashes with my Rephr. Got my Lancome Flutter Lashy Doll Mascara, which I've been really enjoying. And then for lips, I think I was inspired by the color of my shirt. I pulled out the Summer Fridays Dream Lip Oil in, what color is this? Is this Rosewood? I will leave, I'll leave it down below in the description box because I can't read this label right now. But it's, I think, the darkest shade that they have. So let me see if I need a lip liner with this. Oh good, I don't think so. It's sheer enough. Really, really light level of pigmentation, which is perfect because I didn't want to do anything high maintenance like a lip liner today. I will take this with me, throw it in my bag. I'm using my Loewe Madrid bag, which is pretty much the same color as this shirt here. That's it. That is it. So I'm off to Nordstrom. You will see that video. You will have seen that video on my channel already, but I'll be back later to show you what I've picked up for my trip so far.
Good morning, Butters. You have been waiting very patiently for your breakfast. You must be hungry, baby.
Good morning, everyone. I'm gonna prop you up on a tripod here. I'm gonna go feed Butters her breakfast. I just got back from the gym. When I leave for the gym, it's a little bit too early to feed her. But by the time I get back, it's a little bit late. So she's always here like waiting for me. Anyway, I also just heated up some post-workout protein, some ground turkey. Delicious. And actually what is really funny is sometimes I'll have turkey and some white rice, and that is quite literally what Butters eats. So whenever I heat up ground turkey, she's very interested. She's like, is that my food? Is that mealtime? Is it my food? It essentially is. It pretty much looks the same too. Anyway, how are you guys? I think, gosh, I left you when I went to Nordstrom. So after I went to Nordstrom, I ran home and edited that video and then basically just hit the sack. So I didn't get a chance to vlog anymore yesterday, but I thought today I would share with you what I've been talking about a bunch of stuff that I got for the trip or with the trip in mind. Obviously, I'll be able to use these things elsewhere. A lot of them, at least, especially for other trips and stuff, which I have one more trip planned for this summer. It's just my regular one going back to New York for the end of August, beginning of September. So yeah, that's the only trip I have planned. Oh, by the way, this is what Butter's food looks like. It's turkey and rice. It like literally looks like my food. Now I can sit down, talk to you guys properly. Oh, I also made coffee. Oh my God, the other day. Well, in a previous vlog, I forgot to put a mug underneath my coffee maker when I was preparing some coffee, and oh man, it ran out of water. Oh, hold on. So the other day I forgot to put a mug underneath my coffee maker, and it was quite a mess, and then I almost did it again. Oh my God, I like came over here, I put the capsule in, I hit the button, and it doesn't go immediately if the coffee machine has to warm up. So I hit the button, I walk away. Once it's warmed up, it'll go. So I hit the button, I walk away, and just as I hear it starting to like rev up and it's about to like push the water through, I'm like, I forgot to put the mug under. So anyway, I caught it. I caught myself.
How was breakfast? How's it? You have some food on your nose, baby. You have some food on your nose. Oh. Do you want to go wake up Daddy so he can take you for a walk? You know where Daddy is.
Sometimes when I say that enough, she will go upstairs and ooh. Now my coffee's overflowing. What is happening? It's very full. So I did back at the gym today. I only did 4 moves. I did 5 sets and 4 different things. And when I'm not working out with my trainer, I'm like, that's good enough. And he has even said that. He's like, when you work out yourself, there's no reason to push yourself as hard as he does. I mean, so long as I'm, you know, kind of seeing him regularly. So yeah, when I see him 3 times a week, sometimes I don't even go by myself. I'm like, that's just, those are the 3 days this week that I'm working out. But this past week, I only saw him twice a week because, yeah, our schedules just didn't mesh. And so I'm like, let me work out myself. So usually if I see him twice a week, I like to work out myself twice a week, you know, a little lighter, so 4 times a week. But I think this week it's just gonna be a 3 timer this week. I did want to mention, I did legs with him on Tuesday, and we upped the weight on my leg press. So yeah, I was kind of proud of myself and excited about that. I've talked about how my legs are much stronger than, or my bottom half is much stronger than my top half. But because I have like back issues, he's never really wanted to do that much on the leg press for me because it does put a lot of pressure on your lower back and he doesn't want to like stress that out. So I usually just cap out on putting on like the big plates, 1 on each side, or big plate and like big plates 45 or like an additional 25 or something. But this time I did basically like 2 big plates on either side. I'm like, yay, that's exciting. Actually, oh no, more than 2 big plates. Because he put on a 45, then a 35, then a 25. So 45 and then 50 on both sides. So that's pretty good. And I was able to do like, I think 10 reps, 2 sets of that. And that was at the end of 5 sets. So I wonder what like my personal best would be on a lead press. I don't think I'm gonna wanna test that out though, because again, too much strain on my lower back. But anyway, I do feel like my legs are getting stronger, which is great because I do feel like I've been lifting pretty consistently for a while. For a while now. My upper body, no, it's just kind of the same. I'm still struggling with a pull-up, not really increasing weight there, not really increasing like what sets and reps or whatever. So I'm like, you know, it is what it is. I'm just, I guess at this point trying to maintain, so that's fine. But I'm just very happy right now maintaining. Yeah, I'm just very excited that I'm maintaining my strength, maintaining my workout schedule, just maintaining all around. All right, I'm gonna eat my protein. I may go for a walk. Wait, what's the weather? I really haven't been doing that much walking unless it's very first thing in the morning because it's just getting so hot. It's 90 degrees. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 90 degrees. So by the time I get back, it's It's probably gonna be like well into the 90s. That's okay. That's okay. It's hot. It's hot as hell, but I kind of like don't want to be out there when it's over 100 degrees. Yeah, maybe I'll eat this quickly and go for a walk. Okay, we'll see, but I'll be back in a bit. Hello, just showered for the day, and I actually used that, oh, I meant to bring it in here, hold on. I Am Enough Rough Dry Style Cream. It's from this brand Messy, which is by Ali Webb, and one of you out there, thank you so much, educated me on who Ali Webb is. She is the, I guess the creator behind Dry Bar. Anyway, so I got this because I thought it was a cream that you can put in your hair if you haven't dried it fully. And so it's just to kind of let it, you know, kind of help it style, because my hair always looks a little off if I don't dry it all the way. So that's why I got it, but it's actually a cream that you put in your hair when it's still wet, and then you only dry it until it's about 50 to 70% dry. So I actually used it the wrong way today. I like dried my hair and I was like, oh, it's about halfway dry. And then I put this in. I think you could, I mean, whatever, you can do whatever you want. But I'm gonna have to try it the way it's meant to be used. But I will say my hair feels really soft. Really, really soft. And this is the only like new product I used. My hair also, I mean, obviously it's going gray, but all of my hair is just getting lighter. Do you see how like light brown it is? I don't color my hair. I've never colored my hair. So anytime it changes color, I'm like, ooh, neat. I mean, that's how I feel about the gray hair. I know some people hate it. I don't know why it's so polarizing, but I just think it's cool. Just think it's cool. Anyway, off on a tangent, but just wanted to mention this because I did haul this in my like Shop With Me, Nordstrom Anniversary Sale, Sephora haul, and I promised I would get back to you on this. But yeah, just used it this once today. Oh, I did also want to get back to you on this Wildling Moon Bounce 2% Bioretinol Sea Moss Plumping Moisturizer. I used it earlier in this vlog, so I've been using it ever since. And I did use it when I went to Nordstrom in that other video. And I got a lot of compliments on my skin, which is, I mean, so nice. People could just be being nice, which is, I'll take it, which is great. So I only put Prada highlighter on my cheeks that day, but my whole face, I don't know if you can see it through the camera now, it's really glowy. And I just put this on too, and I was like, let me keep using it and see if that's what I get. Maybe it was a fluke, maybe it was like something else. My skin looks great. So, so great. It's got this beautiful sheen to it. And it's not like, you know, this cream has any like highlight shimmer, like shimmer bits in there or anything. It's just a really smoothing, moisturizing face cream. I'm really enjoying this. So I'm gonna continue using this, but so far I'm really, really impressed with how it makes my skin look. Okay, so I am obviously up here in my closet, and I've been kind of squirreling away all these things that I've gotten for my upcoming cruise. So I just wanted to share with you what some of those things are. So I had to get a new like battery pack to kind of stick onto the back of my phone. I had one from Anker, A-N-K-E-R, that brand, and it got a recall that the battery could like, you know, basically like blow up or whatever. So I was like, okay. So I sent that back, and then I got this one. I've been charging it up. So I took it out of the box. I don't really know what the brand is, but it is one of those like MagSafe travel batteries. And I was thinking about getting one that's like a little bit like thinner, a little bit more portable, a little bit lighter. But I need power. Like if I run out of power and I'm, using my phone to vlog or whatever, I need a lot of power. So a lot of those like flat, thin ones that you just kind of plug in, that's kind of handy if, let's say, you're texting or just need to look up something, those are fine. But if you're going to use like the video, or if you're going to be like waiting for an Uber or something that, is kind of like constantly online and pinging, I just need something a little bit more powerful. So I thought, why don't I just go ahead and get the fatter, heavier one. So I got that for the trip. I did also get, and I don't know, the box kind of came ripped, but I got this atomizer because I usually just grab whatever travel size perfumes that I have. And it's, it's been fine. And generally it's been the Jo Malone ones because those come in a nice little bottle. They have a nice sprayer. It's a good amount too. So if I am going for like more than a week, which I will be for this cruise, I like, to have a little bit more. But I'm like, I really want to bring perfume that I want to bring. And that's a lot of perfume that's in the bigger bottles or whatever. So I thought, and I can't believe I never had one of these before, but I thought, let me just get an atomizer and like put in, I'm trying to think, like the Diptyque Orilla. That's a perfume that I absolutely love. I never travel with it because it's just in that big bottle. But I think I'm going to bring that one along. So I thought I would give this a try, see if I like the whole atomizer, see if I like this one. So I got, and again, I'll link to all these because I got a lot of this stuff off of Amazon. So there aren't a lot of brand names, if you will. But I like the looks of this one because it's got a leather covering to it and look like a nice quality atomizer. So I'm gonna give that a shot. I have to figure out how you do it. There are instructions on how to do it. I guess I have to pull this whole thing out. Oh yeah, and then I stick this somewhere. Anyway, I just have to figure that out. Make sure the bottom of the dosing bottle is aligned with the nozzle of the perfume bottle and press the nozzle up and down to fill the perfume. Okay, that shouldn't be too difficult. So I like the looks of this. We'll see if it actually works well too. And this is magnetized, which is really nice. And they had all these different colors of this like leather covering, but I like the white. It seemed the most summery. This and the orange seemed the most summery. So I got that. And then I picked up this little handheld fan. I'm concerned with how warm it's gonna be, especially in Athens, which is where our cruise ends, how warm it's gonna be at the end of July. So I got this fan, and let me just show you. It moves like this, so you can actually like put it down on like a surface, or you can hold it. And it does come with a lanyard thing, so if you want to hang it around your neck or whatever, I probably won't be doing that. I'll probably just stick this in my bag and pull it out when I need to. But it's got the power button here, and then it's got these different strengths. 40. I don't know if you can hear how much louder it's getting. It feels really nice, really, really nice. And then, yeah, and then it shuts off. So it cycles through those 5 speeds, which is awesome. And then it's rechargeable. So there's the plug right there. So yeah, picked that up. I think that's gonna be pretty essential once I get there. And then I got a little travel size, it's still wrapped up, little travel size hair gel, because I like to use my rock hard gel from Oribe, but they don't have, at least I haven't been able to find a little travel size of it. And my backup hair gel has been this sexy hair style hard up. This is really, really like hard gel. Like if you have a mohawk, something like that, this is a gel to use. And when I, slick my hair back and wear it in that top knot, I need like the Oribe Rock Hard Gel or something like this. So I got that. And then I got a bunch of pants from Amazon. I just wanted cotton, elastic waisted, slightly barrel legged pants. And I think I found them. So they have pockets, they have elastic waist, they have pretty much everything I want for just like an easy peasy pant. They're slightly cropped, which again was what I was looking for because I would not have time to get them shortened. I wouldn't want to spend the time and the money to get them shortened. So I got this color. Let me just put these on for you. So they're cute. I wouldn't say that they're like purposely barrel, but I think because they have a little bit of a wide leg and they're kind of cropped, they have that little bit of an illusion. So I got these pants, and when this olive came and I really liked how they fit, I like this 100% cotton material, pockets, everything about it, inexpensive. Again, I'll link it down below if you're interested. I decided to get it in a white and in a khaki color. So yeah, I think I'm all set in terms of like clothing or whatever. Of course, I was at Prada getting my sleeve shortened for the fall winter 25 jacket that I got. And I was so tempted to get stuff, all their summer stuff was out, get stuff for the cruise, maybe like a new shirt, maybe a new bag. And I was like, I bought so much stuff last year from Prada for last year's cruise. I'm like, I'm just gonna bring all that stuff again. I have those crochet raffia loafers from Prada. These guys, I have the little green like crochet raffia tote also. So I feel like I'm fine. I have plenty of stuff, and like I've mentioned before, this cruise is shorter than last year's cruise, so I need even less stuff. And I did get, did I put them on? Oh, I did. So I was kind of talking about this last year and earlier when I was talking about the cruise or whatever, but one of the best tips I ever got from my friend here on YouTube, Nicole, was to get magnetic hooks, because all of the walling and everything inside a cruise ship is metal. So I had gotten a couple of these guys. Oh God. The magnet is so strong. Hold on, there we go. I got a couple of these guys, these large hooks or whatever. And I didn't get a ton of them because I was like, let me try out a bunch of different styles. So I got these, and then I got these little ones, you see? The little one was okay, but these were fantastic. So I have these two, and then I went ahead and I got 4 more. So I think we're gonna be set. The Oceania cruise ships actually have a lot of drawers and storage. I feel like when I did my research on cruises, because last year's cruise was the very first one I had been on, the main complaint was that there just wasn't a lot of storage in the rooms. There usually isn't a dresser, you know, bathrooms can be cramped or whatever. I have to say, Oceania's like closet, hanger, drawers, bathroom, everything had a lot of storage space. The hooks were basically for my handbags and any sort of outerwear that I would just want to kind of grab and go like out the door. So we just kind of hung these basically along the wall, like right after you walked into the room. So yeah, I'm glad I picked these up. I'm excited to have more, because last year I just kept thinking, I was like, oh, I should have gotten more than the 2. So I've got 6 now, which I think is gonna be plenty. Let's see, I've got international adapters. I don't know why I have so many different kinds. I guess you just end up picking them up along the way, because this I think I got when I was in Italy last fall, because I think I had forgotten them and the hotel was like, oh, you know, we have them for sale. So I got one there. This one I think I had from when I went to Morocco, maybe? Yeah, and then I've got this one. These are all crazy looking. And then this guy. Now I don't need, unless I'm misremembering, I don't think I need these on the cruise. I need something for when we get to Athens. So I think I'm good there. Looks like I have plenty. And then I've got this travel kit from Cadence. So it's all of these really thick plastic cases that are magnetized at the top here, so they just flip open. And then I also have some of their capsules, which I love. I actually have a bunch of capsules, and that's how I was introduced to them. One company actually sent Cadence capsules to me as part of a PR gift, and I was like, I love these. And my same friend Nicole that recommended those hooks for the cruise ship, she had recommended those Cadence capsules to me. So I really, really love them. So yeah, I've got a whole bunch, and this is actually an extender. So if you want to make one taller than it is, you can screw this on like so, and then you can screw the top on, and then you have one that's taller. Yeah, so they have all these different sets. So they've got this height, they have really squat ones. It's great for pills. It's great for obviously your toiletries. You know, I've talked about how I'm not the biggest fan of decanting my stuff. I just always feel like I end up wasting stuff or whatever. I really don't like to do that, especially with my skincare, but it just saves so much space, and it really is helpful to be organizing that way. Otherwise, I just kind of throw everything into a really large toiletry bag, but you can use these plastic bags and actually store the capsules, which is really nice. So ever since Cadence sent these to me, I've just been looking forward to packing because these guys just really, really speak to my little Virgo heart. So there's all these different sizes. So I'm imagining like, oh, what can I put in here? What can I put in there? And these two guys, these are perfect for like brushes. So when you flip these open, you can magnetize the two tops. It'll like keep them open, which is really helpful when you're traveling. So I love that too. And then they have these really big ones, really, really great for, I'm imagining styling tools. I probably won't be bringing any styling tools. I may bring my Rephr hair dryer just because it's light and it is really, really fast. And with all of that humidity on a cruise ship, that could come in really handy. So I may bring that, I'm not sure, but I would imagine if you're someone that travels with like a curling iron or something like that, it would fit really well in here. Or if you have like a precious pair of shoes. Anyway, I just think there's like so many uses for this whole like cadence system. So nice. So nice. Anyway, I'm excited for packing. I've got those. So I think I'm pretty much set. Like I said, I have stuff from last year's cruise that I can use. Sorry, I'm like workshopping this in front of you guys. I have travel sizes for stuff that I'm gonna wanna bring. I'm definitely going to be checking a bag. I had these like delusions of grandeur that I was gonna be able to just do carry-on. There's no way, there's absolutely no way. So I'm gonna do, you know, my carry-on, my personal item, and one check-in bag. So anyway, I'm gonna continue on with my day and I'll be back later.
Hi, Butters. We just fed her dinner. I think she's getting it off her face and now licking her paws. Hi, you gonna be a good girl while we're out?
So on a total whim, my husband and I decided we needed to go out for some steak. I just couldn't bear the thought of having one of our chicken breast or ground turkey dinners tonight. So we are going to a restaurant called Cleaver, which is kind of far from where we are, so we should probably leave pretty soon. But it's called Cleaver, and I believe it is the sister restaurant to Herbs and Rye here, which is another restaurant that my husband and I both have been wanting to go to, but they're always booked. They're very, very popular, like off-strip steakhouse. So they have I think a couple of sister restaurants, and Cleaver is one of them. So Cleaver had plenty of room tonight. So we're gonna go there. I am very excited. I don't know why, I'm just craving a steak. And I'm hoping they have good fries. I should actually look up their menu and see what they have for sides. So quick outfit, I'm just wearing a black t-shirt. I've got my Loewe jeans on, my Chanel dad sandals, and my mini Chanel 22. I'm like losing track of all the years. Yeah, I think these are 22. Oh, and I'm wearing my new Celine sunglasses that I got during the Nordstrom anniversary sale. I really like these. They're like I should actually do a comparison to the ones that I got last year and the other flat top Celine sunglasses that I have, but these are much more severe. They're like much more 80s. Okay, we've just arrived at Cleaver, and it's in the same strip mall as one of the best Mexican places. It's called Tacos and Beer. It's my husband's favorite, and if you guys know Kate the Great Beauty, this is her favorite too. Okay, we're gonna head into Cleaver now. well, we just finished our dinner at Cleaver, and I had some, well, actually, we both had some thoughts on it. So, one thing, which my husband just pointed out to me, and I agree, but I still don't like it, the trend that you have to pay for bread. So there was no bread on the table, no bread offering, no crackers, no nothing. You had to pay for bread if you wanted it. And I think it was like $5. I don't mind paying for bread when it's like special. When it's like a special bread. It comes out hot. It's some, there's like all these different butters with it, whatever. But when there's just nothing on the table, I just think it's really weird. So it was like very sparse. It was strange. And then you had to pay for sauces, which I think has been an even like longer time trend that's been going on. But I don't like that either. Like, you're getting a steak, so you should be able to choose a sauce. Maybe pay if you want extra or, something like that. And then our food came out so fast that we're convinced that our steak was reheated. Because it kind of tasted that way. And if you get a porterhouse at a place like, let's say like Peter Luger's, it comes out and it's like sizzling. Like the juices on it are still sizzling. It is hot. This steak, it came out so fast that it should have been sizzling, but it felt like it was like kind of sitting there. It wasn't that hot. So yeah, we just, and I didn't like the Brussels sprouts. So if you guys decide to go to Cleaver, the French fries were great. I thought the street corn was really good. The cocktail list and the cocktail, my husband said, very, very good. I did not have a cocktail. I just had water. But yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It definitely is not the best steakhouse that we've been to, especially in Vegas. There's so many options. The service was really, really great. I think the waiter was very nice. Yeah, very, very friendly, very cordial, knowledgeable, the whole thing. It was just a little off. And I do feel like sometimes, because I like to eat dinner early, that sometimes I don't know, almost like we catch the kitchen off guard in a way because we're like the first people there. So those were our thoughts on Cleaver. But anyway, we're on our way home. We're going to finish Paradise. So we started watching Paradise. We're on the last episode.